What's going on? So I wanted to go over lat engagement with you guys just so you understand it, not just for your Olympic list, but also for your accessory work when you're trying to do exercises that should involve or target your lats or hinge around the function of your lats but doesn't necessarily work. So if you struggle to keep the bar close off the floor, you struggle to stay really upright, if you struggle to understand how your lats work in a squat, or you struggle to, let's say you get like a lot of elbow pain when you're doing stuff like barbell rows or chin-ups and pull-ups and stuff like that in ring work, this should help. So one of the things that a lot of people will think initially, which is it's not necessarily wrong, but your lat is thinking that if you pull your shoulder blades together like this, you're going to engage your lats a lot. Now, whilst your lats can be engaged here, they're engaged purely isometrically. So if I do this, if I pull my shoulder blade back and down, and then I lock my back into place, I am using my lats, but they're very much working the same way as my erectors or my abs are working. They're not working to move my shoulders or my arm. They're working to hold everything in place. Your lats work in these ways. They work to bring your arm into your side. They work to bring your arm back and down. They work to stabilize your spine kind of like this way. So can you kind of see that? So if I was to do this, if I was to keep my arm tucked to my side and I got twisted off, but then I squeeze back here, your lat will also help with that, which is why people a lot of the time say try to squeeze your lats when you deadlift and bench and squat, because it stabilizes your spine a lot, helps create more tension. So the main thing we need to know is that when we're trying to use our lats to dynamically move a load, so that could be when we're, let's say, snatching or cleaning, when we're coming off the floor, and we need to make sure that the lats can work to bring the bar back, or when we're working to do chin-ups and we need to pull ourselves up, we need to use our lats, whether we're doing pull-ups, muscle-ups, toe to bar, bent over rows, dumbbell rows, lat pull-downs, we need to know how the lats work. So one of the easiest ways I can get you to understand how the lats work is when you're doing your pull-ups or dumbbell rows, is try to keep your elbow rotated this way. So the pit of your elbow faces this way, forward. And then, whether you're doing a chin-up or whether you're doing a row, and I'm going to demonstrate a row because it's what I have the ability to do in here, and you're going to try to keep your elbow externally rotated, but you're going to try and just drive your elbow down towards your waist. You're not going to try and pull yourself back. So watch me here. I'm going to do a dumbbell row. I'm going to make it really basic like this. I'm going to let the dumbbell hang down. I'm going to externally rotate my hand, and I'm literally just going to try and pull it into my waist like this. And notice that I'm just trying to pull my elbow into my side. I am not trying to do this and arch up, because with this you will use your lats a little bit, but if your upper back's really strong and your lats are not that great, you'll just end up doing this and rowing using your upper back and your traps only. So it's got to be here. Keep the pit of the elbow facing forwards and pull back, just like that, very, very simply. And the same will be true if you're doing pull-ups. If you're going to do pull-ups, you want to make sure that you start off, if you're doing pull-ups, with your shoulders sat backwards and trying to externally rotate your arms as much as possible and keep your elbows in front of you as you pull. Same thing if you're doing chin-ups. Don't try to pull your shoulder blades back. Try to drive your elbows down towards your waist, which is why including a hollow position is really important. If you're trying to pull off the floor, getting your back tight would mean not doing this, but it would mean just trying to arch your back like this. So can you kind of see that? So one of the easiest ways to learn that would be to, let's say, get a dumbbell or a barbell or just anything that you can hold like this, reach in front so your shoulder blades separate, and then just start to try and arch your back as much as possible. And some of you will feel your lats just doing this, but if you do this and then you mimic that motion of the pull, you'll start to understand what it means to keep your lats engaged and to keep your shoulders apart and be able to pull. Because your lats can only work if your shoulder blades are separated, because your lats work to bring your shoulder blades back in together. So if your shoulder blades are already back in together, your lats are not going to work. So try to make sure when you're pulling from the floor, when you're doing lat pull downs, when you're doing bent over rows, when you're doing chin-ups, anything where you're trying to target your lats, you're starting in a good position with your back, like not super rounded, but you're starting, if you can, with external rotation of the arms and your elbows and your shoulder slightly in front of your body and separate shoulder blades. And remember, if I do that, I can do that without rounding my back. Watch. I can get into that position without rounding my back, which is what's going to allow you, if you do that, it's going to allow you to get your lats to engage when you're about to snatch or clean, because you'll be able to do this and then pull, not this. If you do this, your lats will not engage and you'll just get pulled out of position. Shoulder blades apart, arms nice and relaxed, push apart. For your chin-ups and your rows, externally rotate, keep the shoulder blade in front, try and pull your elbow back in towards your body, not your shoulder blade back. So you're trying to get your elbow in line with your body, not behind it. Not to say you're never going to do that, but if you're trying to look for lat engagement, that is what I want you to do.